Hey, I'm Charlie from Chadwick Optical. Today we're going to take a quick tour of the visual system. When you see, you're not necessarily seeing with your eyes, you're seeing with your brain. And from the outside world to your brain, the light and the impulses and the signals take a path, and that's specifically what we're going to be going through. So we're going to start with this guy, and he's what we want to see. So what's going to happen is that image, that light goes through the cornea, through the lens, through the liquid in the eye, flips upside down at some point, and gets broadcast, ideally, clearly, onto the retina. What changed? He's upside down now. That's okay. We work it out. Now, what if a clear image doesn't get to the retina? Then what do we do? So what that looks like is that the cornea and the lens aren't able to create a clear image on the retina. When that problem happens, we supplement that with eyeglasses or contact lenses. And what that will do is, instead of the 2-lens system, it will be a 3-lens system that the 3 lenses together focus light clearly on the back of the retina. Important to note, the lens is like the autofocus on a camera when you're young. When you get older, it doesn't work as good. So when you get about over the age of 40, you get a condition called presbyopia. This lens stops being as flexible as it once was, and now you need reading glasses because your autofocus doesn't work anymore at near. Okay, so far, we're taking this dude, we're flipping him upside down onto the retina. Now what happens? That retinal data is sent down the optic nerve. This represents the optic nerves, and one thing that is important is to remember is that your image is everything's flipped. So the way the rest of your body works is that my right side of my brain moves my left arm, my left side of my brain moves my right arm. Luckily, because it would be creepy, I can't just move my left eye or just move my right eye. If I look to the right, both of my eyes look to the right. If I move to the left, both of my eyes look to the left. This is partially because the eyes are connected to each other in what they see. This is the, basically what's happening is that the left side of the world appears on the right side of the brain, and the right side of the world appears on the left side of the brain. So your eye, half of each eye is going to each side of the brain. Let's talk about that a little bit more. So this is what you are going to be seeing on the right side. It goes to the left side of the retina and then works its way down here and then here to the visual cortex. So the first place that some magic happens is right here at the optic chiasm. What's happening there is now you're making the same side the same side. So what happens here is this is just your right eye data being sent down. This is your left eye data being sent down. What's happening at the optic chiasm is it switches so that the right side brain data is on the right side, the left side brain data is on the left side. Next stop is here, which is, it's called a lot of things. Here it's labeled thalamus. It's also called lateral geniculate nucleus. Ultimately, it connects your visual data to your brainstem and some of your more basic human functions. So what's happening is here you start with 100% of your data coming into your retina. And what's interesting is about 33%, about a third, gets dropped off here. And we never actually see it in the traditional sense of seeing, but that doesn't mean that our body doesn't use it. And that's where all the magic of vision that we don't see happens. One of the good examples of that is if you stand on one foot, and you might be good at standing on one foot, but then if you close your eyes and try to stand on one foot, you lose balance very quickly. So the eyes are a very very critical component of balance, but that's not necessarily the part that's processed with your visual cortex. So the rest gets down here to the back of the brain, to the visual cortex, and that is where we actually see. So the visual cortex is where we see, and what happens a lot of the time is with brain injury, with visual impairment, with all kinds of different things, you might have perfect vision, like a 20/20 perfect vision, but things just aren't right. And what 20/20 perfect vision means is that you have a clear image on the retina. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're processing it efficiently.